Hello grade 12 ABM students. Last time we have discussed the statement of financial position, followed by statement of comprehensive income, and for today we will be dealing about statement of changes in equity. Yes, we will focus on equity. The question is, what makes SCE different from other financial statements? As you can recall, SFP is a report on the company's assets, liabilities, and equity. So we have here three focuses: the assets, liabilities, and equity. So obviously, kay SCE, focus lang siya kay equity. Then we have SCI. This is about the profitability of the business. Is it a success or a failure? For the SCE, we should be focusing on the equity. Take note, the equity component of the SFP shows the claim of the owners on the company assets. This is the reason why equity accounts are of particular interest to the readers of the financial statements. In preparing SCE, we have to understand the transactions that cause the movements in equity accounts. We will only focus on the equity accounts. SCE is a statement dated for the year ended. The report shows a reconciliation of the beginning and ending balances of the equity accounts. So here, mula sa simula, beginning and balances up to the ending balances. SCE summarizes the equity transactions with the owners of the business that occurred during the year. Going back to the definition a while ago, mula sa beginning balance up to ending balance. Let us analyze the diagram. From January 2000 X1, we have 100,000 pesos. Then after the equity transactions of the owners, we have the ending balance for December 31, 2000 X1 of 150,000 pesos. So it means merong 50,000 na naibo or nadagdag dahil sa transactions sa equity. In SCE, lahat ng pagbabago, whether increase or decrease, sa owner's interest ay nakareport. This statement is prepared prior to preparation of the statement of financial position to be able to obtain the ending balance of the equity to be used in the SFP. Last time, sabi ko sa inyo, unahin nyo muna ang SCI kahit na ang una nating lesson ay tungkol sa SFP. Kasi ginamit natin ang net income na nakuha natin sa SCI sa SFP. Ngayon, dahil idadagdag natin si SCE, una muna nating ipe-prepare si SCI para sa income, sunod si SCE para sa equity, at saka pa si SFP. Dahil nga na kay SFP ang asset, ang liabilities, at ang equity. Let us recall the forms of business organization. First one, single or sole proprietorship. This is an entity whose assets, liabilities, income, and expenses are centered or owned by only one person. For partnership, an entity whose assets, liabilities, income, and expenses are centered or owned by two or more persons. For corporation, an entity whose assets, liabilities, income, and expenses are centered or owned by itself, being a legally separate entity from its owners. Bakit kailangan nating i-recall ang forms of business organization? It is because we are focused on equity. Kay single or sole proprietorship, dahil iisang owner niya, ang equity galing lamang sa iisang owner. Ang partnership naman, because we have two or more persons na involved, Ibig sabihin, nagkakaroon sila ng sharing sa equity. For corporation, dahil marami ding owners dito, iba rin ang tawag sa kanyang equity. The focus of today's lesson is about the SCE for single proprietorship. We all know that SCE is the financial statement that presents the movements of the owner's equity or the capital account during the reporting period. So here, going back to the definition that I gave a while ago, magsisimula kay beginning balance and then after the year or the reporting period, magkakaroon tayo ng ending balance na based sa owner's equity sa lahat ng transaction na nag-i-involve kay equity. The owner's equity pertains to the residual amount after subtracting liabilities from assets. Kung i-recall natin ang ating accounting equation, makukuha natin sa equity sa pamamagitan ng pagsusubtract ng liabilities kay assets. Kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, ang SCE ay iba't iba based sa business organization. Kapag sole proprietorship, we have the owner's capital. At kapag partnership, we have partner's capital. Samantalang for corporation, we have shareholders equity. One important factor that you should know is about the drawing or withdrawals. Ano ba ang drawing or withdrawals at paano ito makakaapekto sa ating equity? This is a temporary account to record whatever asset was withdrawn from the business. Ibig sabihin, may inalis si owner, may withdraw si owner sa business. At the end of the accounting period, a drawing or withdrawals account is close to owner's capital account. Dahil SCE for single proprietorship, this is close to owner's capital account. Let us have the owner's drawing and the owner's capital. Kailan ba mag-i-increase at magdi-decrease si owner's drawing? At kailan din mag-i-increase or magdi-decrease si owner's capital? Let's start with owner's drawing. Mag-i-increase ang withdrawal ni owner when we have temporary withdrawals, owner's personal debts paid or assumed by the business. Ibig sabihin, may binayaran ang business na personal mong pagkakautang, funds or claims of the business collected and retained by the owner, and then share in the business losses. So, mag-i-increase ang withdrawal syempre kapag nagkaroon ng business loss. Kailan naman siya magdi-decrease? When we have the periodic owner salaries. Ibig sabihin, sumeldo si owner sa kanyang sariling business. Next one, business debts assumed or paid by the owner. So, ibig sabihin, si business ang may utang na nagbayad naman ay si owner. Then, personal funds or claims of owner collected and retained by the business. And then, it will also decrease kapag merong share sa business profit. Let's now proceed to owner's capital. Magdi-decrease si owner's capital when we have permanent withdrawals of the capital, closing of the net debit balance of the drawing account, closing of the net debit balance of the income summary account. Kailan naman siya mag-i-increase si capital? Siyempre kapag may investment, original investment and additional investments. And then, closing of the net credit balance of the income summary account. I have here the example of SCE for single proprietorship. I will give you 2 minutes to analyze. Let us analyze the parts one by one. First, we have the heading. We have the name of the company. In this case, we have Learning is Fun Company. Then the name of the statement or the statement of changes in equity. And date of preparation. Take note for the year ended because we are focused on the ending balance na manggagaling syempre at may kinalaman mula kay beginning balance after the transactions, magkakaroon tayo ng ending balance. Kaya, year ended. Second part, increases to equity. First one, net income. At sunod, additional investment. Mag-i-increase ang equity dahil kay net income at kay additional investment. Kailan naman siya magdi-decrease? Ito ang ating part 3. Kapag may net loss at saka may withdrawal si owner. So I have here the label of each part. We have the heading and then the increases to equity. Analyzing this, ang owner capital natin ay 100,000 pesos. Mag-a-add tayo ng mag-i-increase equity, yung net income nga at saka additional investment. In this case, we have 50,000 for the net income, 25,000 for the additional investment, a total of 75,000 pesos. So, meron tayong subtotal na 175,000 pesos. At ileles na natin ang withdrawals kasi siya nga ang magpapadecrease sa ating equity. So, 175,000 pesos minus 30,000 pesos. We have 145,000 pesos. Kahit na ang focus ng ating lesson for today ay SCE for Single Proprietorship, maganda na alam pa rin natin ang pinagkaiba niya sa other SCE ng ibang forms or business organization. Magsimula tayo sa partnership. Instead na meron tayong owner's equity, magkakaroon tayo ng partners. So, the title ay partners ang gagamitin natin. And then, there are 2 or more owners in the partnership. Kaya, yung changes in the capital account of each partner is presented. At ang net income, syempre, i-divide din sa bawat partners. Proceed naman tayo kay SCE ng shareholders equity kapag corporation. First one, instead of owners, gagamitin natin shareholders. And then, there are unlimited number of shareholders. But unlike in the partnership, the names of the shareholders are not indicated. So it means the corporation keeps an official list with the corporate secretary. The capital account is called share capital. And instead of additional investment, share issuances happens when shares are sold to shareholders, increases the share capital of a corporation. And lastly, instead of withdrawals, distribution of net income to shareholders decreases the capital of the corporation. So kung mapapansin natin, dahil nga ang corporation ay malaking business organization, marami siyang ini-involve na tao. At syempre, yung shares nila ay nagdidepende din sa pinapasok nilang capital sa corporation. Kagaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, the focus of our lesson for today ay for single proprietorship lamang. So, ang statement of changes in equity na sample na ito ay para sa sole proprietorship. Let's consider Luna Beach and Resort. So, para sa kanyang heading, we have the name of the business, the financial statement, and the date. Meron siyang date na December 31, 2018. And then, for the first part, kailangan nakalagay ang capital or ang beginning capital niya, which is 300,000 pesos noong January 1, 2018. Then, we will add the net income for the year. So, meron siyang 175,780. So, meron tayong subtotal na 475,780. At aalisin natin lahat ng withdrawals niya. So in this case, we have 25,000 pesos. So 475,780 minus 25,000, we have the ending balance for the equity na 450,780 pesos. So, what makes SCE different from the other financial statements? The SCE is prepared to help the readers understand the transactions that affected the balances of equity accounts. Nakafocus lamang si SCE kay equity accounts. Nagmula sa beginning balance up to ending balance. Thank you so much for watching this video. Good luck and God bless. If you have questions, just send them in our class group chat.